What's happening, PWT Pro Wrestle Times podcast listeners? Phil here, Hairline here.
What up, y'all?
LA Knight winning Money in the Bank, hopefully. Yeah.
Well, I mean, who else would it be?
I don't know, man. There's nobody else. You got to go with fucking LA Knight. Yeah.
Who does the WWE universe want more than anything right now?
LA Knight for sure.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's a good way to like put something on him without it having to be a belt and keep people happy.
Exactly. Yep.
Yeah, and then he can creep in, and he's like a legitimate threat to the title where people will, like WWE could swerve and have him lose, or like actually have him win a belt and then drop it again, Sheamus style or something. I don't know. Makes sense though. Folks, we're here. It's another episode.
Yeah, we're back. The long break.
The long break, yeah. Well, I mean, we put out an episode or more every week consistently since we started.
Yeah,
so I think.
Man. No, and listen, you're allowed to have time off. Like, I don't know, people like we're a two-man team, you know.
Yeah, for folks listening, like your boy Phil here, like me and Hairline, we watch the shows, we write reviews, then we record the reviews, and then your boy Phil edits them and clips them and uploads them and makes all the thumbnails and everything. So all that shit it takes time, motherfuckers. So sign up to our Patreon. God damn it, and give us a follow. / Pro Wrestle Times. Sign up. Check out the link in our bio if you want to, like, you know, support us. Just whatever, support us. You know, make shit happen. Speaking of our hashtags and our ats and our handles and our plugs, at Pro Wrestle Times on Twitter. Today, I kind of stirred up the shit. Everyone's mad at me, Hairline.
You do that.
Yeah, I put a tweet out in regards to Danielson and Okada. And I put a tweet out in regards to, this is all the same tweet, in regards to Konosuke Takeshita, you know, jumping Kenny Omega at the pay-per-view and costing him the Anarchy in the arena. And then all of a sudden, they're just doing Forbidden Door, which before any of the matches were announced, Hairline messaged me like, why are they doing this already? It's too close. Like, what the fuck? And so,
what are you talking about?
Yeah, so, and I didn't even realize it was so close. And so I was just like, okay, Kenny versus Ospreay, like, why the fuck doesn't Konosuke and Kenny fight, right? And people are freaking out. I don't know. Konosuke's not an NJPW guy, and it's a crossover event, and blah blah blah. And it's just the same toxic mark shit that you deal with all the time, man. And it's just like, and then I'm getting called E-drone and all this shit, and it's like, I just can't. These people are just so fucking ridiculous. Like it's just like, man, okay, like their defense is, oh, Konosuke's an AEW guy and Kenny's an AEW guy. It's like, dude, Kenny was just the New Japan US champ and the New Japan heavyweight champ, and he's just been there fucking. He wrestles for both promotions, so you can't make him versus Konosuke by your logic would be AEW versus New Japan. Because you guys make the same argument and say Claudio's ROH and AEW. Okay, well then Kenny is New Japan and AEW. Like, it's all the same shit. I don't get where these people... And then literally accounts called like at AEW Superfan. And then they just start calling you names and calling you E-drones. And it's just like, it's like, you guys are really going to make me like pick a side here, aren't you? And like...
Yeah, you were saying it off pod.
Yeah, it's just like, dude, like, you guys really want AEW to fail. Like, you just, no, it's for me and my friends. It's like, that's what you guys really want, isn't it? Like, you really don't want this to succeed. And these people, like, you know, I just respond. I go, dude, I want people to be as hyped for Okada versus Danielson as I am without having to explain all this shit you're saying, right? I just, like, if I said to somebody, yo, Brock Lesnar's fighting Cody Rhodes or Brock Lesnar's fighting Roman Reigns. If I said that to my girlfriend, and of course these marks go, I'm sure you don't. Yeah, you have a girlfriend. Yeah, right. Yes. Yes, I do. And she sucks my dick, and I make her watch wrestling.
Oh,
So there you go, you smelly marks. You guys are the 7% MJF's talking about that look at these people like action figures, right? You guys are the people that our female friends in wrestling have to tweet about and go, remember, guys, wear deodorant. Like, you guys are fucking redacted, for lack of a better word, and don't realize that already because you guys, you crazy people are the 7% that when Kat Dennings makes a tweet about, yeah, I checked out SummerSlam, you all toxically flood her fucking replies with, wait till you see AEW. You are the fucking 7% MJF was talking about that look at these people like human action figures, and you don't really care about these people. I do. I care about Danielson and Okada, and I want this to be the biggest thing possible. And it had the potential to be the biggest thing
right.
ever. But you're fucking it up, and you say these dumb fucking things like, but it's a crossover event and you can't, blah, 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 blah. And I go, okay, so at WCW New Japan Super Show back in the day, Jushin Liger didn't defend the IWGP championship against what's his face? That wasn't a New Japan storyline. Like, they didn't do WCW storylines on
They don't
and then
know any of that.
the dude was like, yeah, but it was called Super Show. This isn't Super Show. I'm like, dude, that's the marketing. Like that's like saying, oh, there's no death at Death Before Dishonor, so it's not a real, like, you dumb fuck.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. You know there's not really a forbidden door with a portal, you fucking Dragon Ball Z, Mark. You know that doesn't exist, right? Like, you fucking idiots. Like, it's like arguing with children. So but here's the thing. I didn't actually get triggered. I was laughing at a lot of it, but I'm just so disappointed. And I was telling you off pod, like, we were laughing at some of this shit, but I also was just disheartened by the fact that, damn, man, it really be like that. Like, it really be like you have to be Dave Meltzer, or you can't have, like, you just aren't allowed. You're just an e-drone and go watch WWE. And it's like, fuck, man, you're really going to do that? You're really pushing casuals away. And it's like, when my girl is asking me why a guy from New Japan has a fucking belt, right? Like, okay, I'm trying to explain why New Japan versus AEW is a big deal. And she's like, but I thought a New Japan guy just fought. Weren't you just saying a New Japan guy fought for a belt on AEW? And I'm like, yes. And that's the Kyle Fletcher thing. And I try and bring that up, and people are like, but Kyle Fletcher was contracted to AEW. Yeah, but he's walking around with a belt from a company called British Strong or whatever. And then on his other shoulder, he's got a New Japan Pro Wrestling belt. How the fuck? So my girl is supposed to know that he's signed to AEW, but has a New Japan Pro Wrestling. And it's like, I'm just really fucking disheartened, man. It's like, you're really going to drive me away from something. It's like they're punking me, bro. CM Punk. So what happened to Punk? It's like, you're really going to make him go away for something he loves because he sees something bigger and brighter than just catering to the people who watch any. You're like me, you fucking fat marks. You're degenerates like me. You will watch any pro wrestling like I will. I'll watch guys get slammed into Legos and pop for it. I'm a fucking smarky smark in the funky bunch, okay? You guys are too. But the difference is, motherfucker, and I'm not saying I'm better than anybody, but goddamn it, get your head out of you, me, I, me, and our bubble tunnel vision. That's what Cornette and these guys accuse us of. You're in a bubble. Us. I'm even aligning with you because I love AEW and I want it to succeed so badly. Hairline knows this. I know this in my heart. That's why you fucks don't trigger me with your little goofy gifts of MJF. MJF's talking about you when he's talking about the 7% that look at these dudes like action figures. Is MJF on the fucking Forbidden Door pay-per-view? I ain't heard no goddamn word about MJF on Forbidden Door.
We'll find out.
I don't know. Remember last one? He's like, I'm not going to be on that pay-per-view. No way I'm doing that Mark shit. That's what he said last time. Like, now people can say, oh, he's doing a gimmick. Earmuffs, Tony. Is he really, guys? You really don't think MJF will ever be main event of WrestleMania in his life? You guys sure about that? So that's my little rant. That's my little rant to start the show. It's just dummy shit. Yeah, it's like, really, dude? Like, really, this is the level it's at, you know? Like, to where it's like, goddamn, you're really going to, like, push a dude who's been like ride or die AEW, never missed an AEW since the shit started. I've even watched all of Tony's ROH, and I think it's a great show. You're really going to try and do this to me, man? Holy fuck. That's the problem.
I love it. Twitter, keep it going.
Yeah. You're like, dude, come to the Fed. Hairline's like, I am an E-drone. He's like, full on, I'm an E-drone and I hate AEW, you know? And I'm the dude trying to be the voice of reason, man. And it's like, you guys are really going to push me off the fence here. Like, I try and get this shit over to people. Like, Hairline's done watching AEW, you guys. He's like, I'm done doing it. It's like,
it's not good.
Yeah, dude, it's not good. And it's like, you guys, help me help you. Well, why we don't need your help? Well, bitch, I'm getting on here and I'm voicing opinions and I'm sticking my neck out on the line and I'm arguing with people that should be on the same team as me, motherfuckers. I'm not okay with the mediocrity, and you are.
I'm excited for the CM Punk show. Like I'm willing to watch that.
I'm watching the fuck out of that show. Fuck out of that show, dude. Yeah. And so that's my rant. But other than that, Hairline, what do you want to talk about?
Hold on, like back to the AEW thing here, real quick though. It's fucking everyone's over on the Saturday show. It's like, what the fuck is fucking Wednesday then? Just like Jericho and the Elite. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah. So what I think they're gonna do is they're gonna pull a WWE and they're not gonna fully hard split the shows. But what they're gonna do is just have certain guys on different shows. So like, okay, so like whatever guys, Commander, you have to make every town. But like Punk and them will be on Saturday, and then Bucks and them will be on Dynamite exclusively. And then, but that's like insulting to our goddamn intelligence. That's like WWE, like hey, fucking, he's an E-drone. Okay, that's why I bury the free agency and the Mustafa Ali and the Dolph Ziggler shit. I buried all Shanky and all this goofy shit Hairline's trying to talk to me about. I bury it and I go, the free agent thing's stupid. Now AEW is about to do the same thing, and I'm about to say it's stupid, but I'm a fucking E-drone. WWE guys don't do this. They don't come and go and just make you want to fucking commit suicide over, or sorry, self-delete over. I want to stay on YouTube, folks. You fuckers are going to get me banned off YouTube. So over fucking, you know what I mean? Like over just enjoying, hating on WWE shit. I find that they'll more or less say this is shitty. I told you not, the other day's Raw was great. Raw from the week before, I was shitting on. I was like, dude, it was a terrible Raw. Terrible fucking Raw, which we can get into if you have notes on. But yeah, anyways, we're getting back into that garbage. I don't have to defend my position on our pod. The listeners of our podcast, shout you guys out, 250 fucking subs on the main channel. Yeah. Pro Wrestling Clips. You guys are the fucking best, and you guys get the show. You understand what we're doing here. We want wrestling to thrive. Hairline, what do you want to talk about, man? Roman Reigns got a new gold belt.
Yeah, he did. What'd you all watch this week?
Man, I've watched everything. I've seen everything there is to see. I think Dynamite's on tonight. It goes live in like an hour, so I obviously haven't seen that. And I haven't seen Ring of Honor or Impact from this week if they've happened. I forget what night they come out. Usually, I try to save Impact and ROH, part of me, for the weekend, like on like a dead day where there's no wrestling. Like Saturday, people are like, "Oh, if you watch wrestling on a Saturday night, you get no bitches," and people get so triggered. I can't remember who tweeted that out, and it's like, dude, how does that trigger you? Like, he just wants to trigger you. You know what I mean? It's kind of like my tweet, because then I can talk about it on my podcast for 20 minutes and turn it into a clip.
Yeah, I have to get back on that shit, but it's like, even that, like, you weren't exactly even talking shit.
I wasn't.
You know?
I wasn't.
Yeah, no. like that's like another thing that's like just absurd about the whole thing. You know?
And
like, I don't.
Yeah.
You talk shit to me, like people don't see our DMs, like, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, I don't know. I feel like I could determine this, and this is not you talking shit. That's you just like discussing wrestling amongst the community. Bunch of fucking marks. I don't want to open Twitter, Doug. God.
Yeah, no, it's like it's so my whole thing is I've been on some post and go shit, and I was telling you off air too. I tweeted this like the other day, and then I hopped on Twitter, and then it was like real blown up. and like real lots of quote tweets and everyone's hating. So I was trying to respond to as many as I can. I had like 20 minutes. So I just was like, yo, and I told them, I was like, yo, and this is why social media is so toxic. But this is where I just was like, hey, I got to get off here soon because motherfucker was like, I said, because like, I don't care. Like, I say straight up, bro. I was like, yeah, I got 20 more minutes. I'm lolling, I'm LOLing at some of these replies and some of the shit. And if you go read it, dude, some of it's funny as fuck, dude. Like people are like, it's an AEW exclusive feud. Like, bro, AEW doesn't care about that shit. Like, you guys are just making up these terms. An AEW exclusive feud. What the fuck does that even mean, bro? So, anyways, um,
If it was AEW exclusive, why did it start in New Japan? Ah,
that's what I mean. They're like, no, but
uh,
they're like, no, but no, 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 no. They say Kenosuke versus Kenny's an AEW exclusive feud.
oh,
But it's just like, what does that even mean in a company where like New Japan and Ring of Honor and AAA guys all come in with their belts? El
yeah.
Vikingo comes in and defends his AAA belt on Dynamite against Kenny. But for some reason, I'm wrong for saying, why don't they put Kenosuke on the pay-per-view? Like they have a big pay-per-view coming up, you know? So it's like, how am I wrong? Like, isn't Kenny like, it's just picking and choosing. It's just nitpicking rules and just saying what's good for them. It's like with the key demo shit and like, oh, the ratings matter.
A bunch of crybabies.
Yeah,
All
and
right,
it's
let's get into some fucking something other than fucking Twitter. My bad for bringing it back up. It's
so
just a
no, it's okay, man. While we're on AEW though, one last thing, like Tony Khan is announcing the main event of Collision tonight. So he has another announcement tonight where he's going to announce like Punk versus whoever. And the creative team for Collision is Tony Khan, Bryan Danielson, CM Punk, and Ace Steel. What do you think of that?
well, obviously Daniel Bryan will be good, but like, okay, I guess like I'm kind of tangenting here. You told me not to listen to the Daniel Bryan fucking press scrim, and unfortunately I did. And it's just like, my God, he's such a fucking mark. So it's like I want to think he'll do good things, but I also think he might be a slight yes man to Tony. You know what I'm saying? What did he say there? Like, oh, Tony Khan's one of the greatest guys I've ever worked with, or whatever.
So for those of you who just to catch you up if you haven't heard, because we don't support AEW and we hate AEW, so we don't watch their press conferences or anything, but um so at the post fight double or nothing press conference, Daniel Bryan sort of shocked myself and Hairline a bit, and we're kind of bummed on Bryan. We're like, oh shit, dude, he's like really, I don't know. Jim Cornette went in on him. Just your thoughts on all that, Hairline. And I can't remember exactly what the quotes were, but basically he's just like, I love working, and me and Tony have the same mind about wrestling. And I've actually been saying this for a while. I was actually telling Hairline off pod for like, before we started the podcast for like a while, like, dude, like Cornette puts Bryan over, but I've seen him on the indies do like real marky shit that the Cornette would be like, this is too marky. Like he's buried other people for doing the same shit that I've seen Bryan do on the indies. But Bryan is just really good at sports entertaining, and that's why he got over so well in WWE. Like he is a goat, but he is like a wrestling marky dude. Like he's into this fucking anarchy in the arena shit too. And not that like if you're into that, it's whack. Like I find that shit very like WCWE and shit. But it's just sometimes, yeah, yeah. I Hairline doesn't, but I enjoy some of it. But sometimes it's just gone over the top when it doesn't need to. But either way, not to get off track and on a tangent, just Daniel Bryan is really into this into this like shit. So Hairline, just what are your thoughts on that? And like him being on the creative team, I think will overshadow anything Punk and Steel are trying to do. And I think there could end up being more drama, you know?
I don't know, man. Like fucking, I want to think it would be positive things, but like basically everything you just said from that interview, he was being kind of marky and shit, man. And like, it's just like shit. It was like the same thing when you heard the Mox interview, when you heard that Mox podcast, you were like, God damn it, he's such a fucking mark. It was like the same
Yeah,
thing when I heard Daniel Bryan. It was like, God damn it, Daniel Bryan's such a fucking mark.
dude. And it
Ugh.
just dawns on you and you're like,
Yeah.
fuck.
Like fuck.
You're like,
Like,
dude, no, I thought that wasn't how it was.
I know, I thought you were the good guy.
Oh
And
man. And
damn it.
especially because like even back in the day when like remember that show Total Divas, obviously.
No, I love it.
Yeah, you're
Fucking
the one who got me into it. And Danielson was retired at the time, and he was behind the scenes, and he was doing this like crawling. I remember one episode where
yeah, the Brock.
Danielson was like talking to I think like Cena, Nikki, or whoever he's talking to,
Yeah, yeah,
and
about the
he's
Brock.
doing yeah, and he's doing this crawling style on the ground, and he's like, yeah, before I retired, like I developed this style here, and I was gonna beat guys with it, and it was gonna set me up to fight Brock Lesnar, where like I was gonna use this different style to try and take out Brock, and it was like, and he was doing this like Jean Claude Van Damme, like this John Jones shit, bro, like in UFC for those MMA. Like me, who wants to see pro wrestling get presented in a way where, like, everyone says not to go back to the Twitter shit, but they go, fuck the casuals. And it's like, no, the casuals are where the money is. The casuals are why the NFL is as big as it is because your girlfriends will throw whatever jersey on and buy a jersey for the team you like, you fucks. This is why hockey's so big. This is why every sport, the UFC is so big. This is why, man. And this is why wrestling was that big and now it's not. It's because of this weird shit you people are doing that I don't want to partake in. But then I got to defend you people to those people. But then I got to fight you people to you people. It's real bad out here. It's hard out here for a pimp. And he's just like, whatever, fuck you guys. I'm a drone. Hairline's like, I'm a drone and I'm proud of it. And fuck you guys. Fight, kill each other, you know, eat each other alive.
That I could give a shit less about all these AEW marks. And I don't know, man. It's that, dude. They're too toxic to let their own shit fucking grow. So, like, cool. Enjoy your little club, boys.
Yeah. We were let down by all that. And yeah, I hope Collision's a good show. Moving along, we mentioned before, Roman Reigns has a new shiny gold belt. Did you watch that on SmackDown?
Yeah, I watched SmackDown. Do you want to talk about SmackDown?
Sure, man. We can fucking talk about SmackDown. Roman Reigns, like his 1,000 day streak, he's surpassing all these motherfuckers. It's like I don't even want him to lose. Do you know what I think? I think The Rock's gonna come back this WrestleMania. Like I know that's not like some dropping bombs or some unpopular hot take or anything, but ever since Black Adam kind of bombed though at the box office, The Rock has been and the XFL kind of bombed. The Rock has been doing like he was like, oh, I'm not going to be in Fast X. All of a sudden he's going to be in Fast X, and he was like, I don't have he's kind of like I don't have time for WWE. Now he's going to have time for WWE because he's got to re get that fucking momentum back there, dude. And a WrestleMania match against Roman for that new gold belt. People are shitting on the new belt, but it's like that's the only way to go. You go black strap with the gold, get rid of the goofy like bright blue colors. Just go with gold straps for both belts, and I think it's a like okay. Oh, it looks shitty. It looks better than the fucking blue one before it. You know what I mean?
I don't know, man. So to me, it kind of looked like the blue and the red one combined with Cena's belt. Like if you were to fuse those three belts together.
Fusion. Ha.
Right, yeah, you got what I was saying.
Yeah,
Yeah,
dude. No, I agree. I like it, man. I'm not hating on it at all. So like the bloodline, like the Usos come out, they interrupt that shit now. I want to really talk about like, dude, how good the last couple of weeks has this bloodline shit been, dude? Like
how good has it been for the past fucking 3 years?
what do you
Jesus.
make what do you make of the people who are like getting mad like this isn't like yo man you never lived through the attitude era if you think this is one of the best stories in all of wrestling and it's like dude I did live through yeah we did and we think this is I don't think it's the best story in all of wrestling but
I know it is.
okay let's do this for one of our shows. Let's write down mine and yours top 5 each best stories in all of WWE. Well, let's do it and try and see. And I'll sit down for a week and I'll try and think of, can I even think of a story better? Because we did this on the pod before and you asked me, you're like, name a better story. And I'm like, I don't even know if I can, like just off top of my head, a better story than this. God, it's like, because my head goes to like, okay, Bret Hart versus Michaels was really good, but
how did it end? Yeah, it was goofy.
It was goofy and like, was it really that good, man? It was like
Oh,
disheartening. And so far, I haven't been disheartened by the Bloodline. I've been like,
yeah. Re
more.
rewatch it as an adult. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Let's think about the Austin and The Rock. Were they just, was that story really great? Or was it like, okay, you have the two most over wrestlers in the history of wrestling. Let's put them against each other because it's time to make the monies, you know? Like it wasn't.
It's like The Rock throwing Stone Cold's belt into the river doesn't have nowhere the same impact as like Sammy and fucking Jay fist bumping. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
I
it
don't know,
does.
man.
But some people will go, you fucking Mark, for you saying that, you know? But it's like, no, I like the emotional as an adult, like if this happened in the Attitude Era, it would be one of the greatest stories of all time. Still, like that's how I'm looking at this. If you did this in any territory, in any company, anywhere in the world with these characters, this storyline would be the best. It would be the best, man.
Fuck yeah, man.
Like if all these guys were in AEW doing this exact same thing, the exact same way it all played out, just in AEW, we would still be here. It's not like when Punk MJF happened. That was a great storyline too. Punk was doing bangers in AEW, dude. Punk storylines were all just so good. But were they as good as Bloodline? No, none of them were because that goofy Hangman shit happened in the middle.
What a fucking goof.
Yeah, I don't know. So
Wait,
I don't know,
oh,
dude.
which young buck do you think talked him into fucking going off script?
I don't think he consulted anyone, and I don't even think he realized what he did was wrong. And I think that's why you don't hear about him too much in the drama because I
He's just
think
so
okay, do you remember when CM Punk said, and when I have an empty, airheaded fuck like Hangman Page going
yeah,
off
yeah, he's just
script?
dumb.
He said he's just a dumb, airheaded dummy. And I think Punk is probably kind of perceptive on people. He seems like he's kind of aware of people, you know? He bit his tongue and that's why he said that because I think he just realizes, I think Hangman, because I kind of get that vibe too. I think he really is just not even aware of what he was doing, why it was wrong. I thought he was like doing some good shit. This is good shit, pal. But then when really Punk was like, okay, like, come on, there's a time and a place to go off script, you know? And like, there's certain people capable of that shit. Like, where does Hangman think he's capable of that? Like, Eddie Kingston can do that shit. Hangman, relax and like do that when you're the super over guy and not Punk because you're trying to get one over. That's like trying to get, that's like, how do you explain it? It's like, okay, I don't know why my brain goes to this. Do you remember the Tough Enoughs back in the day? And then that guy
Yeah,
Daniel Pruder, he shot on Kurt Angle. He was a real MMA guy, and they did this little worked bit where you have to work with if Angle pins you, da 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 da, and then Daniel Pruder put a Kimura lock on Kurt Angle on SmackDown, and the referee and Kurt wasn't going to tap, so his arm's going to break, and so the referee just saved it and was like, boom, Angle pinned him, let him go. And then that Daniel Pruder guy, they put him in the Royal Rumble with Benoit, Eddie, and Hardcore Holly, and they all just chopped the shit out of him and beat the fuck out of him, like in the Rumble as punishment. Like that's literally the same thing, dude. I don't know, dude. There's a hierarchy in wrestling, and it's like you don't just because Hangman's not an EVP. So just because you're friends with people who are, doesn't mean you get to all of a sudden try and go one over and shoot on the fucking world champion who's carrying the company and the ratings on his back and shit. I just think it's so stupid.
yeah. Anyway, so the Usos came out.
Yeah, the Usos came out. Yeah, the Bloodline's just been really good, man. They've been banging on all cylinders. Fucking Jimmy is like high faces fucking Roman. Jay's still indifferent. All this shit where Roman hugs him, and you think like maybe
Yeah,
Roman.
Solo.
I knew the swerve was coming, and then Solo spikes him, and then I'm hoping Rikishi comes out. I said it on the last five. Rikishi comes out and is like, brothers, you guys got to stop. And then fucking, we've already seen it. Solo spiked his own brother. He'll fucking spike his daddy too. Watch it happen, man. And watch them build up to this. Maybe we even get Rock and Roman. I think we get Roman versus Jimmy first, and then we get Roman versus Jay after, because that's the big money Jay there. Big match Jay. Fucking Hairline's been saying it for months. It's Jay.
Yep.
And then I think we get all of that before Mania, and then I think we get Roman and Rock at Mania. But I think Jay loses, Jimmy loses, and they're all just stepping stones along the way to prolong this insane title.
No, for sure, it's gonna be dope, man. It's gonna be great.
Yeah, man. What did you make of all this? How were you liking all the Bloodline shit?
Like I said, man, fucking the greatest wrestling storyline of all time. Yeah, so like I just like I like how they work the crowd there. You know what I'm saying? With the whole fucking I acknowledge you my tribal chief, but these are my brothers, you know what I'm saying? And then the fucking the Samoan spike and all that shit. But like, yeah, to get into your fantasy mark booking shit, like that would be some good shit to see him fucking spike his father. You know, that would really man, that would be some heat, like for sure, bro.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, and like the show ended with fucking Roman saying Jay will come home. He always comes home. So we'll see, huh?
Yeah, maybe this ultimately ends with like the Usos splitting up for good or something. What do you think of like the draft just being complete bullshit and like no one giving a fuck about it?
I've been watching WWE my entire life, so I'm not surprised. But
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know,
I just really wish
yeah,
they made it
yeah.
hard,
Don't
like a
tell me.
hard split.
Another thing I want to talk about here quickly: this new Lacey Evans gimmick. Don't tell me Vince McMahon isn't
Oh,
there. The end. That's the biggest evidence ever of.
oh, I
Oh my
know.
bad.
I love it though. I love that gimmick. I like that she makes people mad. I like that she's on fucking Twitter scrubbing floors and just being a fucking babe. She triggers so many people. So I don't know if I was gonna say Indu Sheer as well. That's straight Vince McMahon shit. I don't know if you saw Raw from the other day here, but they were on there just and they
Yeah,
squashed.
I'm still gonna finish Raw. We'll talk about Raw later on.
Okay, yeah, yeah. So they did a squash there. Another thing you called was like Katana Chance and Caden Carter, dude. Man, they're fucking
Yeah,
good.
we'll get into Raw. We'll get into Raw next episode.
Yeah, they look like they belong, man. That's for fucking sure. So
Dark side of the ring.
yeah. So
Yeah,
yeah, LA Knights and the Money in the Bank gonna be the next Money in the Bank winner. Yeah.
yeah.
Way to keep
Just
him
married up.
busy without putting a strap on him, and he could shock and win the belt anytime. Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe he'll win the NXT belt. Yeah. Maybe he'll win the Intercontinental. Yeah. Maybe he'll win the fucking whatever the fuck Roman's got. Yeah. Jesus.
So Dark Side of the Ring, we want to talk about that. Tammy
Yeah.
Sytch and Chris
Oh, man.
Candido. I was saying before it would have been awesome to see her in a fucking jumpsuit, looking haggard, telling her side of things for like a 2 hour. They could have focused on both, but
Yeah. I don't know, man.
either way,
Like,
Vice is going bankrupt, and I'm just glad
bro,
that fucking Dark Side of the Ring is getting a new season. So thank you. And this was a tremendous episode, and I got tremendously emotional.
how many times has Sunny's story been told?
Yeah, like every fucking every
Okay.
she's like a greasy whack-a-mole, dude. She just keeps popping up out of nowhere every year or
Okay.
two.
And then how many times has Chris Candido's story been told?
He's one of the most underrated, slept on
Boom.
tragedies ever in pro wrestling that people don't even know if you say his name, and people should know him.
Right. There you go.
Boom.
Okay, let's get in this episode. This was an episode full of substance abuse, alcohol abuse, cheating.
What?
There's a bunch of cheating. Yeah, there's a whole man, Chris Candido, bro.
And I feel like the cheating doesn't even man, if you go on YouTube and you look up, just like stories about Tammy Sytch, the shit she did, that the stories other people have of things they witnessed and that
Yeah, maybe it
um
could be the next Chris Jericho thing. After we're done with Jericho, we'll do Tammy's.
bro, they fucking spared her, in my opinion. They could have
Yeah,
buried her way, way, way harder than they fucking did. Even the story she's told about herself in like shoot interviews with Sean Oliver and shit, they didn't bring up a lot of that shit that she's even said herself that would have just made her look and sound and come across much, much, much crazier.
yeah, I love the way it's shot, man. These guys like get how to do a documentary.
Right.
Document. What's the word I'm looking for?
A documentary, a mini doc, a docu series, and even the reenactments are really good as well.
Yeah, man. So I was listening to the most recent Jim Cornette's drive through or the experience or whatever, and they had Evan on there, and he was saying the other creator was off filming some of those. So It's literally them going out there and like so like that's why those are so good, man, is because they're just a bunch of marks that really fucking love wrestling and they're just coaching the actors through that shit, you know.
Yeah, and it's two guys who just do what they are really good at doing, kind of like this show at Pro Wrestle Times. Um,
Yeah. Oh, so
but
I guess you want to take a moment to talk about this week's sponsors.
no, we'll do it later. Let's talk about Chris Candido. Let's give him that shine he deserves.
Well, okay, so Chris unfortunately died at the age of 33, but we're not going to start at the death. We're going to start at the beginning. Chris, at the age of 13, was taking the butt. So him and his buddy were planning sleepovers and whatnot. And at the age of 13, he had worked his way into wrestling for little federations around the area. You know what I'm saying? 13 years old, bro.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's crazy. I
man.
used to want to be a wrestler when I was 13. That was my dream, was to have a wrestling ring in my backyard. He
Well, he
went and
was.
built one.
Right. Yeah, man. So basically, his first love was wrestling. You know what I'm saying? And then he met his second love, Tammy. Boom.
Ugh.
Um, yeah, man.
It just
And
shows you like women can just
toxic.
do nothing and have that power over fucking dudes to where
Oh, it's gross, bro. I hate it, bro.
if it
Fucking
was if like
siren
he
song.
should have just dumped her and then that's all. And then things would have been he would have abused less shit. He would have gone further in the WWF. God damn it. Chris Candido, we love you. Anyways, continue.
Yeah, man. So he talking about bailing. He actually bailed on his prom date for Tammy. So that's how in love with her she was. And the best part of this episode popped up right after this. My man Corny was there. It was a Jim Cornette episode, so that was super sweet. And that was the thing is basically Corny is who put Chris and Tammy on. You know, at the young age of 18, Chris asked his mom if he could go down there and wrestle for Mr. Cornette and whatnot. So that's how that started.
There you go.
Yeah, and it was really Corny who took the two of them and really started developing the style. You know what I'm saying? And so when he originally brought Chris in, he gave him a baby bonnet. And that was the thing about Chris, is they were saying he understood that it took like more than just your little move set to get you over,
Sports
or
entertainment. Yeah.
yeah.
What?
Um,
I'm LA
yeah,
Knight Steve Austin.
yeah, I know we keep doing it, dude. Yeah. T-shirt.
Yeah, dude.
Oh shit, we do that one a lot.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's transformed.
Oh shit, man.
I can't wait till someone goes back to like when we have like 100 episodes and someone that's just like massively going through our shit and like just watching it evolve. They were all like, "Man, it started off as LA Knight, and now
Somehow turned into Stone Cold, and now it's somehow an amalgamation of both.
yeah, it's Stone Cold Night." Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, man. So after the baby bonnet thing is basically when Tammy came in, and Corny really helped Tammy become a great heel, man. And basically what he had her do was mimic the Hillary Clinton shit that was going on at the time, you know. And I guess I don't know, man. I don't know what our demographic is here. What's our key demo, bro? Does our key demo know about Hillary Clinton, or do you want to tell people about Hillary Clinton here quickly? Or
Well, so basically, I don't know. It depends. Like, depends where you're getting. What do you want me to say here? Because I might need to watch what I said. No, I'm just kidding.
okay,
So at the
well, so
time,
like
there was a big movement of Hillary Clinton was a young and at the time considered like cute and sort of attractive. For whatever reason. I'm sorry. I'm just kidding. Uh, she was people didn't like her, especially down in that geographical area of the United States, because of, one, she was a Democrat, and two, she was like, like really piping up as a first lady and really showing, foreshadowing that she was essentially politicking back then when there wasn't really women doing that. And she was really parlaying her husband's position as president into her career politician status, which we'll leave at that. But it was rubbing people the wrong way back then, especially with like the whatever you want to call it, third wave feminists, maybe 2.5 wave feminism that was going on at the time. And so, yeah, Cornette exploited that and basically had Sunny where the sweaters with and do the hair the same way and talk in the same tone. And pretty much what happened was Sonny just got it instantly, and one take, boom, was knocking it out of the park, and knew, yeah, it was basically Hillary Clinton healing on the good people of the Midwest, down south of America.
Yeah, that was basically it. Was Tammy got really over.
Yeah, got
And
extremely over. And
shit.
then the WWF obviously
Yep.
scouted her out because they've
With
always
the
had a
good,
good relationship with Jim. And they brought Candido in as a body Donna
yes,
alongside Bruce Pritchard's brother,
yes.
and
Tom Pritchard comes
Tom
in to
Pritchard,
the
Dr. Tom Pritchard. And their manager was Sonny, who WWF, of course, gets their hands on her and go capitalize on the sexuality, capitalize on her stunning beauty. And she was really the first like internet icon. I mean, I know people say, oh, if you think the Bloodline is one of the greatest storylines, you didn't live through the Attitude Era, or you didn't live through early WWF. But Hairline, I'm pretty sure we both spent a lot of time on Google and LimeWire downloading Sunny pictures of
yeah,
Sunny and shit like
yeah,
that.
they said AOL, man. Do you remember
Yeah.
AOL?
Oh,
You
of
need to
course, bro. Of course, bro. I remember like dial up. I remember floppy disk games on floppy disks that were
Oregon
like,
Trail.
bro. Yeah. So, anyways, yeah. So they go to the WWF. Candido's living out his fucking dream. Ultimately,
They became the Body Donnas, which was basically they were like athletes. You know what I'm saying? And Tom Pritchard was the third wheel.
yeah. And they were like the body break for those folks in Canada, Canadians like myself. You remember the commercials with like I'm whatever and Luann McLeod body break,
Oh,
da-da-da-da-da. Then it's like those two that's like what the body Donnas were, you know? It was like a rip off of that.
show me it off pod.
Oh, I will, dude. It's so
Yeah.
Canadian and so funny. Um so yeah, basically Candido starts getting into pills. He starts getting into alcohol. He never really was into it, but in his adults and being around the in his adulthood rather, and being around the boys, and with, let's be honest, Sammy, I'll talk about it, fuck her. um she talks
Well, yeah,
about,
so it's basically he broke his neck is what led to the pills here, though.
right, but I'm sure he was also like knew that his chick, the love of his life, was fucking the top guy in the company. She's told stories about Michaels walks up to her, sticks his dick against her, and goes, do you feel it? And then she's like, and then they start fucking around. I mean, so that's kind of fucked on Michaels's end. At the same time, cats and dogs, I'm not going to police what people,
It is what
adults
it is.
do or whatever, but, and she obviously wanted that. Obviously, I think it was that's her recount of it. I'm sure Michaels was like, dude, she was on me all the, like, everyone, there's a two-way street. But what I'm saying is like, she was not ride or die for that dude. And obviously
Right.
that had shit to do with it. And then you got Michaels accusing Bret Hart of smashing Sonny, which, do you think he didn't? Come on.
I don't know. Did he?
Oh, no. Hey, man, the hitman. Hey, the
Oh,
hitman.
yeah, okay, yeah. Now that we're talking about the fucking
No, man, he would never do that. Fucking. But
the
he would never do that. But like, that's all I mean, dude. And there's stories of other wrestlers have of her trying to blow them while Candido's like sleeping in the other room, and
yeah,
she's trying
yeah,
to do.
they
There's
said
all
that.
these stories, man. So they actually let her off lightly on all of this, and I think this shit obviously weighed on Candido as well. But ultimately, yeah, he broke his freaking neck, and yeah, he got on the drugs hard.
Yeah, man. And then the locker room basically bullied him out of there, bro.
And they're bullying him. Why? Because his chick walked all over him and
Yep,
cucked
yeah,
him.
yeah.
And
He was
so that let the other guys think that they can walk all over him and cuck him. And that shit made him depressed and take pills and alcohol to want to kill himself. And that's what men do. And that's why I just want to say to folk out there, there's so many people crying about, like, why are there all these men's podcasts talking about men's feelings and rights? Well, because we spent the last decade or so only overcorrecting for all the shit in the past. Now we're at like an overcorrecting stage to where
yeah.
now there's like this crazy like fucking, and I'm not too educated on like Andrew Tate, but like Andrew Tate and all this shit. That's where it comes from. But the thing is we don't talk about men's issues, and we don't talk about how this is the shit men face in society. Like women protect other women, and women support women. Women don't understand that, like, that's all, like, they don't get that, like, men just want loyalty so badly. Like, that's like almost all we care about is just be
They don't
loyal
get it.
to me, like, and it's like
Yeah.
you embarrassed him. And so many men walk through life like this where their chicks are fucking, their bum holes are out on fucking Instagram and shit, and they have to walk around life where like their
Yeah.
coworkers can just look up your titties on the IG, and then you wonder why like dudes are
Yeah.
like, you know what I mean, dude? Like, it's why there's a fentanyl crisis, and dudes are fucking like over, like, for real though, man. Like,
Oh,
you want to like, sorry, I'm getting real in this like glum
now
ass
you're
episode, but
we'll do what we want.
yeah, man, it's like, I'm just saying, like, think about this was happening back then. Like, Candido, why did he get bullied? A guy who could shoot, probably slapped the fuck. He was a real athlete, training since he was a preteen, a young boy, man. He could probably shoot, slap the fuck out of half the locker room.
Yeah, I can't believe he didn't just beat their asses. That's the crazy
Well,
part.
because why? He's gonna slap out the top guy. He's gonna slap Shawn Michaels. He's gonna slap Bret Hart.
Right, yeah, that's a good point. Yeah,
You know,
right.
and that's the other thing. Maybe he thought he couldn't break up with Sunny too, because what is she gonna get him buried? She'll just run to Michaels and get me buried. It's career suicide almost, man. They break up eventually, and
And he heads down to ECW.
he goes to ECW. Actually, Tammy's with him then, but they're, and especially her substance abuse is getting far too egregious.
Yeah, and what's going on here is Candido's doing the blonde bomb show every night, and it's just like off the top rope even sometimes, and that really was just fucking up his back and shit, man. And that's what led him into the somas and whatnot. Just want to quickly nutshell somas for the listeners.
Somas are just like a muscle relaxant, and they just fuck you up beyond belief, dude.
Yeah, man, pretty much. So yeah, that was their extent here in the ECW, was them on drugs and whatnot.
And when people are pointing out how bad Sunny is on drugs in ECW, that's a problem.
Right. And then so like Paul Heyman makes this promo about her being an addict and whatnot.
Which is fucked up.
Yeah, yeah, and it basically like it's just exploiting the whole situation and whatnot. It's like Courtney was saying, man. You could watch dogs fuck on the side of the road, but should I put it on television? You know what I'm saying? Like basically saying just because she's an addict, you know, doesn't mean like it should be on television. From here, Tammy and Candido start doing the flight bookings for ECW and flying in wrestlers and whatnot.
Yeah, they're doing like right. Relations, travel. They're working with wrestlers and stuff. Basically, Heyman's just trying to keep them working backstage for him. The checks stop rolling in because Heyman's always bluffing the boys. And then and there's infamous stories on that. And I'm surprised there wasn't Paul Heyman on this show at all, but he's probably busy. And then basically like Candido and Tammy, they start going to Puerto Rico. They start going to Japan. Candido's all out of fucking shape. He's got a gut. He's depressed. He's miserable. And basically he fucking he starts getting upset at these young boys, and he's like, damn, what's going on with these young wrestlers? They're not taking it seriously. Like, dude, when I was 15, I was bigger than these guys and could throw these guys around. Like, they're not taking this serious. And he basically had a self-reflective look in the mirror moment and was like, what the fuck? I can still be that guy. What the fuck am I doing?
Well, yeah. And so like speaking of the whole Puerto Rico thing, it's too like they played that clip of Tammy talking, and it's like she said like guys would buy beers and then like they would like piss into the cup and throw it on their heads and just crazy shit like that. Throw rocks, throw batteries, all that.
Yeah, they're down there. Basically, Candido goes, "Yeah, I'm gonna get back in shape." Him and Tammy are broken up at this point. Chris is like, "I'm gonna go to TNA." He goes to TNA, which is thriving at the time, and he basically body Donna's up, and he teams up with a couple of fellows. I forget who they were at the time, and he just starts putting on great matches again and helping get young guys over. And he twisted his ankle off at an event.
Yeah, unfortunate, bro.
Kept flying around the country going to work, and I had always thought that the WWF had put him on a plane and then he fucking died. So there you go. Here's my Mandela effect. I didn't realize like he was working for TNA. He had chose to fly around multiple times, which like, okay, you do it once. You shouldn't even be doing that, you know? So he gets a blood clot. It travels to his heart or whatever. It
Yep.
infects him. He dies. Tragic as fuck. The most tragic
That's,
way someone with that type of talent who uses their body for a living could ever die. This is some compelling shit, man. And I was always such a huge fan of Candido and Sonny growing up. And yeah, man, another great episode of Dark Side of the Ring.
yeah, well, I'm excited for this season, man. I'm excited to review these and fucking
What else do
get
they
them.
got this season? Do you know?
There's a Abdullah the Butcher episode coming.
Ooh, what about aren't they doing like Magnum TA?
You should be able to bring it up quick if you want.
Or did they already do Magnum TA? I feel like they did. It's crazy
They're
that
just like,
Vice is like going bankrupt and these motherfuckers are just like just releasing this show. Okay, so these are the ones we have so far announced. Now, I don't is there only going to be
yeah, so they're still filming a match.
Oh,
Is what,
there's going to be 10 episodes. So they're filming them as they go and editing them. This is like South Park style. I love this. Okay. So the first was Chris and Tammy. The episode that aired yesterday at the time of recording, so I'm going to watch that tonight, is called
yeah.
Shattered, the Magnum TA story. Fuck yeah.
Look at that. Yeah, you were just man. Look at the ask and you shall receive.
Yeah, man. So Magnum TA is like, one of the most tragic stories in wrestling, just that his career was taken away from him and he had it all, he had it all, he would have been, can't you imagine Magnum TA versus Stone Cold Steve Austin and shit? Like that would have been what we got. He'd have wrestled fucking Hogan and all that shit. We didn't get it. So, and then so they announced the next two. Are you ready, Hairline? On June 13th, Breaking the Cycle, the Graham Dynasty. Florida became a wrestling mecca for decades under patriarch Eddie Graham and his son Mike Graham, but a series of shocking and unrelenting tragedies threatened to eclipse their legacy. That'll be a good one.
Be some corny on that one.
Oh yeah. And then on June 20th, what happened? I can't wait for this one. I can't wait for this one.
Marking out too.
What happened to
You're
Doink
like
the
that.
Clown?
Oh
Matt
god.
Bourne, the man behind Doink the Clown,
Yeah,
lived
that'll
a
be
life
awesome.
of unhinged violence and substance abuse until his shocking death left his family questioning if it really was an accident. God damn, I can't wait for that one because Matt Bourne's crazy. RIP. Um, but he comes from a real wrestling family and he can work, man. But here's the thing.
Yeah,
He
legend.
shot on dudes like Kevin Nash. They buried him even way after the fact when their careers were all said and done. There was still heat there. And not only that, Doink, like other people have taken on that mantle. Like a bunch of other people have been Doink the Clown. And not only that, like to this day, people do it, like even on the indies. But not only that, there's a video of an indie match between Jim Duggan and Matt Bourne Doink the Clown where they get in a fucking shoot fight where Matt Bourne starts shooting on Jim Duggan on the indies. Two old men in the indies. And Matt Bourne's like trying to shoot. And Jim Duggan's like, are we going for real? And like, they're going to really fight each other. So I hope that's in the episode. So I'm marking over that one. So Dark Side of the Ring, keep doing your thing. And please, any of you companies out there, Netflix, someone swoop in and buy this shit so that when Vice goes bankrupt, Dark Side of the Ring continues because like what's gonna happen if it dies? Like I'm gonna literally cry, dude. I'm so thankful we even got this season. We had to wait like 3 years for it or something.
Yeah, we weren't supposed to get this season.
That's what I mean. So yeah. Make sure you guys check that out. Hairline. Anything else you want to talk about?
I sent you some shit via Instagram.
Oh, let's cover one more thing. So,
Uh,
folks, we're gonna do a little death match coverage as we do on our show. Hairline's a
yeah,
big
yeah.
death match guy. I'm opening my receptors to it. And Atticus Cogar at Atticus_Cogar on Twitter tweeted out in quotations.
First, read Cardona. Read what Cardona said.
Okay, so at the Matt Cardona says, who Cardona, by the way, I love, the indie god. Yeah.
Yeah, man, I like him a lot. His friends just suck.
Cardona says, I am the voice of everyone in the locker room who is afraid to stand up for themselves because they'll lose their spot. All the wrestlers in the locker room run independent wrestling, not these carny ass promoters. Hashtag 516. Atticus Cogar responds with a quote tweet, in quotes, Deathmatch King, who gets paid more money to do one single death match than most of the boys combined, likes to throw shots at us for sticking up for ourselves. Big fish in a small pond. You're not the voice of anyone besides the people who only do death matches to get over. Shut the fuck up.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I mean, what the fuck is even going on here? Like,
Cardona running his mouth about GCW.
well,
And
he's just saying, okay, so Cardona's saying I'm the voice of everyone in the locker room who's afraid to stand up for themselves because they'll lose their spots. All the wrestlers in the locker room run independent wrestling, not these carny ass promoters. So it seems like he is standing up for wrestlers and being like good for the people who are calling out Brett Lauderdale and fucking people like that. We are
yeah,
wrestling, not these promoters.
right, but like that's just not true because like fucking it, if the wrestlers were the fucking if the wrestlers were the heart of it, you know what I'm saying? Like they would be getting paid whatever they wanted. They wouldn't have to run off to XPW and fucking hang out around fucking Rob Black's shady ass. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, man.
I guess, man, I think you're just personally invested in this in a way that I'm not going to understand because there's no, to me, it's like, bro, the promoters are
So
nothing
I wanted
without
you to check
talent.
out.
You know what I mean? Like at the end of the day, you know?
So I wanted you to check out Atticus's mic skills and shit here. I have some Atticus promos I want to run past you.
Okay.
But yeah, more or less just getting you dipping your toes in the water, man. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of that. You know, Cardona. It was basically that Cardona came in, wrestled one GCW or two GCW death matches and whatnot,
Yeah.
and boast that he's the king. You know, and he just really, it was basically he was humble bragging, and Atticus was just like, "Shut the fuck up, bro!" Like
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah. Yeah.
um,
Humble bragging's always whack too.
yeah, that's more or less what was going on there. Is Atticus was just like,
Yeah.
"Shut up."
Hopefully they wrestle.
Yeah. Yeah, oh yeah. Hopefully, it is leading up to that. You know, that's how it all started between Cardona and Gage.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
So,
like so this the last thing I sent you that link. You want to just like plug
and
these
one
guys?
last thing on that, though, it's like, so Matt Cardona doesn't deserve more money than Atticus or these other guys for doing these smaller shows. I think he does. Brings more eyeballs, brings more attention.
Well, yeah, he is the house, but it's like just like don't say you talk for the locker room when you really don't
Yeah,
talk for the
that's true too, though. Like, don't talk for the fucking locker room, I guess. Yeah. Like, talk on behalf of yourself.
right.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
especially like because he's not a deathmatch guy, is more or less what he's saying, and it's a locker room full of deathmatch guys.
Right.
We should take this time to talk about this week's sponsors.
We should take the time to talk about this week's sponsors. Yeah. Who's our sponsors this week? The same as last week, the same as every goddamn day. What?
Yeah,
It's
the
us.
motherfucking PWT. Ah,
PWT. And I didn't realize that PWT is like pro wrestling tees. That's their shit. I didn't realize that ever, but we have a way cool name, Pro Wrestle Times. We sound like a magazine or something.
oh, you better not shoot on fuck. Oh, dude, you are
I'm not, dude.
shooting.
I love PW. Hey, I'm wearing a
Bro,
PWT right fucking now.
what
I love.
happened? CM Punk tried to fuck around with fucking Colt Cabana, and what happened?
Yeah, so just check us out everywhere, man. I don't need to plug the shit. Backslash Patreon. Check us out. Check us out on Twitter.
Like because that Chris Jericho shit we did was fucking dope. They're
Check us
missing
out.
out.
Check us out on Instagram. Check us out on our YouTube. 250 subs. We have an episode going live, I think, as we're talking right now. And we got 5 people in the chat watching it. Some of you bitches only get 5 fucking views on your shit. And we're not trying to be cocky about it, but god damn it.
Right. Some of you have less subscribers than that.
I get fucking excited because it means we're doing something good and it means people like to hear what we have to say. You fucking marks on Twitter, even though you hate me and you hate my opinions. Fucking,
I know Twitter really hates you, bro.
yeah, YouTube loves us. Twitter hates us. I don't get it. I don't really care. To
I don't
be
want to
honest.
watch, man, because then it's just gonna be 45 minutes of me replying to fucking people.
Yeah, and we're starting a Discord soon. I know I was saying it, you guys. And like our next episodes will have more in-depth review of some of these episodes of some of this wrestling shit here. The last 2 weeks were hectic. I've been handed in scripts. Yeah, been writing for websites. Yeah, your boy's real busy. Yeah, and we had to watch 4 fucking pay-per-views. We got that edited up. We've been keeping up on the shits, but we're gonna get more in depth and do what we do and break down the nitty gritty of everything. More on the next episode. I think this one was more of a chill, all over the place fucking episode because I just had a crazy week. It's the first couple weeks of summer. There's barbecues going on. There's cookouts out here. We got the spray parks. I got scripts to turn in. It's summertime. The writers are on strike in Hollywood, but they ain't in the freelance world where I am doing the shit I do. We never stop. Pro Wrestle Times. We don't stop bringing you fucking content, folks.
It's our podcast, so I don't really mind going off topic like this, but like what's going on with those fires by you that's like fucking up New York?
Yeah, so they're not okay. So that's the thing that like I'm arguing with Marks about too. That on wrestling related is like,
actually, I'm glad I said this.
well, no, it's just like people are like, oh, the smoke, don't go outside, New York. Okay, listen, in America, and now this is like the ultra political, get us canceled fucking show or whatever, because I'm about to go off on climate change. You guys in America get propagandized with fucking climate change so hard where like they're just using this as an opportunity to like really try and get you guys into hysteria, because that's what they do in America to y'all. Let me tell you something.
It works, bro.
Okay. Me and you have podcasted while fucking it was smoky like that here. This happens every year. We have wildfires, and every year it gets super smoky, and people are like, well, if they happen every year, why doesn't New York get it's like, because the wind doesn't only blow one way, you dumb fucks.
So this is a yearly thing in Canada.
So every year there's wildfires, man, and it was just smoky here, and people are like, they were never this bad. Yes, they were. Just Google Alberta wildfires, and then you'll see how bad they were. They were worse than they are now. And it's okay. California gets wildfires every year, dude. This is just New York's getting the smoke blow in, and then people are like, oh, those who say climate change isn't real. It's like, no, dude, the climate's been changing since the beginning of time. It has nothing to do with climate change. It has to do with wildfires, and then the smoke's blowing down there, and then fucking this is the whole debate with climate change too. No, there's no debate that the climate changes or not. The debate is that, okay, do you think that the government is going to tax you more money and then they're going to fix the pollution and the way that the climate changes on its own? Or do you believe that that's bullshit and that's just a way to steal more money? I believe that's a way to steal more money, but in fucking America, man, they really hit you guys hard with that fucking, yeah, we got to do the climate shit, and it's because they just want to steal more fucking tax money, bro. I mean, it's right there. It's out in the open. The climate changes. No one's denying that. If you deny that, you're dumb as fuck. We all know it changes. Oh, we contribute to it. That's where the debate comes in. Do we really contribute to it that much? I think we do less than they tell us, but okay, sure, we contribute to it, but we have to live. Plant more trees, bitch. That's what trees do. They filter the earth. So you want to knock down fucking trees and mine more lithium batteries? And do you know how bad that pollutes the earth, you dumb fucks? Like, God damn it. Let's get real here, folks. Reality. I'm not even talking conspiracy. I'm just saying, like, bro, does the government want tax money? Yes or no? Yes, they do. Is the smoke going to kill you? No, because I just had it a day ago and it blew through the town, bro. Give it 2 days, it'll go away. Welcome to living by fucking trees. Sorry, you guys live in a big ass city. Like, your air is more polluted. You should be happy some tree dust is blowing your fucking way. You goddamn polluted ass.
No, okay, but here's more or less the thing. Basically, what you said is my media is blowing it out of proportions. So, like, I was more or less checking to see if, like, you and your people were okay.
No, dude, our media is like this. Yo, the air's fucked. If you go outside to do cardio, don't. Like, it might be feel hard to breathe and shit. But not that our media doesn't propaganda. Every media does. But what I'm saying, yeah, like, you're never going to always have it be pure. Nothing's ever pure, guys, okay? But what I am saying is that fucking in America, they go way harder on you guys. But yeah, that's Pro Wrestle Times conspiracy podcast.
I know. I can't wait to read the comments on this.
Yeah, I can't wait to read he's a conspiracy theorist too. Oh, fucking.
Yeah, you just ruined us, bro.
Yeah, no doubt, man. I think,
YouTube. I agree with him for the most part. So
yeah,
fuck.
I think that's Pro Wrestle Conspiracy Podcast for this week, or what?
Yeah, I can't believe I went and did that. There's an extra fucking.
Yeah, you just got us canceled. This is the canceled show. That's the name of the show. The canceled episode.
So was JFK assassinated? How many assassins was there? I'm just kidding. Let's take it.
And that, folks, will be for another episode. Thanks for watching, guys. We love you. More in-depth reviews next time, I promise.
Yeah.
Yeah. Peace.